Hello, good morning to all. In order to make the long story short, I'm going to focus my presentation in a practical view of the different legal forms applicable to foreign companies in Spain and which differences are between them. In Spain, one of the best ways of implementation of a commercial company from the European Union can be through the establishment of a subsidiary or a branch. Generally speaking, the requirements, necessary procedures, and costs related to the setting up of a branch of a foreign company in Spain are very similar to those of the setting up of a subsidiary. Regarding definitions, a subsidiary is subject to legal economic control directly or indirectly from the parent or holding company. This control is exerted through titles that gather over half of the voting rights. It is a separate entity and it has own legal personality. A branch, on the other hand, is a secondary establishment operating as a permanent representative of the parent company. It doesn't have own legal personality, so it is the same legal entity as its parent company. I'm going to show you in this comparative chart, the characteristics subsidiary versus branch. A subsidiary has own legal personality, but a branch doesn't. Subsidiary doesn't have the same corporate purpose as the parent company, but the branch does. Both of them are permanent. Subsidiary has own legal personality, but limited to the assets of the Spanish company, and branch doesn't. It's unlimited to the assets of the parent company in Spain and abroad. Both of them have operational autonomy. Subsidiary has a specific legal form, a PLC, it's SA in Spanish, or LLC is SL in Spanish, and the branch doesn't. Capital disbursement is needed for both, but subsidiary has it's mandatory, a minimum of 60,000 euros for a PLC and 3,000 euros for a LLC. And the branch doesn't have a minimum. Regarding social authorities, subsidiary, both of them have, but subsidiary has a board or administrative authority, and a branch, on the other hand, has a legal representative. Regarding taxes, both of them pay taxes, but subsidiary, all of them in Spain, and branch, only some specific ones. Both of them pay corporation tax. Regarding accounting obligations, both of them have to do it, and they need also to hire staff, subsidiary by the subsidiary itself, and the branch by the Spanish branch. Regarding the procedure, both of them need to ask for a clearance certificate, and it's a negative name certificate, but it's not mandatory for the branch. They can use the same name as the origin company and only adding Sucursal en España. Obtaining the tax identification number and appointment of the representative of the parent company to the Spanish tax administration is mandatory for both of them. Also, the act of the real ownership for both of them. This is for prevention of money laundering and financing of terrorism. Public notaries must identify the natural or legal persons who would ultimately own or control, directly or indirectly, a person higher than 25% of the capital or voting rights. This is why they need to do it. Public deed of establishment in case of branch and of incorporation in the case of subsidiary is needed before to be done before a notary, Spanish notary. Both of them need registration in the business registry. And regarding census procedures, registration and business tax is needed also registration on value-added tax, registration on social security, and obtaining the opening and operating license before the corresponding city council is not needed up to 750 square meters for both of them. Public deed is needed for both of them, as I have already said, and capital disbursement is needed for both of them, and they have to do it in a Spanish banking entity.